Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn love reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not, as it may not be meant for you. It may be meant for someone else. All right, so we have Romance Angel. We have the Angel Answer cards, so we're going to pick some of those. And then we're going to get some tarot. We're going to look at past, current, and future energy, some clarifiers, and close out with an oracle. All right, I think I said it all. All right, so let's get an Angel Answers card. Capricorn, love reading. What do we have for Capricorn, love reading? Who needs to hear a message? Angel Answers, Capricorn, love reading. Helpful people. All right, and I'm also feeling like this one popped out. Remain positive. All right. So that could be making sure that you keep positive people around you if you are struggling with something in your love life. That could be that love, that relationship that you have for yourself. It could be with a partner. It could be if you're single and you're waiting for someone to come in, is making sure that you keep helpful people around you that help you to remain positive, not people that are going to, you know, cut you down or make you feel bad or make you feel in a negative way. All right, well, those two came flying out, so let's go with these. We have getting to know each other and stay optimistic about your love life. So I feel like, again, that's another positive card, right? Remaining positive, staying optimistic, getting to know each other. So maybe it's going to take some time to get to know that person. Or if you're in a long-term relationship, it could be that, do you really know that person, right? Sometimes we're with people, but we really don't know that person. And maybe it's something about bringing your relationship to a deeper level where you really get to know each other. We have, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And that's that really getting to know each other, right? Going deeper than a surface relationship, and that brings you closer together. Maybe you're feeling that disconnect with your partner, but maybe it's because the two of you need to spend some time together, really, you know, getting to know each other. Maybe it's taking, you know, going on a little vacation or taking that time alone, getting into a neutral ground, neutral area, where you both feel comfortable to be able to talk about things. All right, so we have the Prince of Cups. I love these cards. They're so pretty. I think this was my first, I want to say this is like my first deck that I bought. One of the first, or maybe my second deck. All right, and we have Ace of Cups. Very pretty. All right. Past energies. We have Prince of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Fool. So a new beginning. Oh, look at that. 9 of Cups. That's what I've been saying is for Capricorn. The 9 of Cups is coming out. And, you know, I like to switch up decks too. And the 9 of Cups is still coming out for Capricorn. It doesn't matter which deck I pick. And I love that, you know. We want the 9 of Cups to come out for Capricorn. We have, so for current energies, we have 9 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 8 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords, the Star, Aquarius, and we have the Capricorn card, the Devil card, okay? So it could be a relationship with an Aquarius, with those two cards coming out there together. And then our next card is the 2 of Cups, all right? So it could be a relationship with an Aquarius or and then we have overall energy, we have 7 of Wands. So it could be an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or it's having that hope, right? Having that hope, remaining positive. Again, with the Star card, that another positive energy coming into the reading is saying to stay positive. All right, so for past energies, we have Prince of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Fool. So it could be a new relationship that you started. Past energy can represent yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 10 years ago, so whatever that represents for you. But I feel like there was a new relationship that started. Maybe you reached out to somebody reached out for you, maybe you took a chance on a relationship. I feel like it's positive energy, definitely. I feel like it's something good and something positive, or maybe it's just working on yourself too, right? It could be you working on yourself, getting yourself into positive energy, working on yourself and making sure that if you start putting yourself out there, you start dating, that you have let go of those things that you need to let go of, that you don't bring past energies into a new relationship, that you've let go of the past, that you've moved on from it, that you have yourself in a good, positive space, that you're remaining positive, that you're keeping helpful, positive people around you, that you're making decisions and choices that are best for you. It could be the new relationship that started, because we have the getting to know each other. So it's like, I feel like sometimes maybe with this future energy here, with this Three of Swords, I feel like sometimes we start off really good in a relationship, and then it's like as time starts to go in, sometimes we have this habit of thinking about the past and maybe sabotaging relationships, or starting to put negative energy in there, or starting to look for those negative things and say, well, every other relationship went wrong and didn't work out, so this one might too. And then we start thinking about that, and then we're like, oh, this isn't going to last, this isn't going to last, and we put that energy into the relationship, and then that doesn't happen, is because that's the energy that we're putting in there, and we're holding ourselves back because we're in the Seven of Swords energy. So I feel like if this is a relationship that just started, or you start dating, or you're in a relationship, I feel like things are kind of going on, but I feel like you have to be careful of this Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords, is that you don't get into that energy where I feel like you start thinking about the negative things and saying how it's going to repeat patterns from the past. If you feel this is positive, I feel like this is a positive relationship here with this Two of Cups, right? That's two people becoming one, they're intertwining. And we have the Star and the Devil card, and I feel like this could be that toxic energy that maybe you start focusing on that, and I feel like that's just something to be aware of, right? Because I feel like you've done good work on yourself. I feel like you're kind of aware of things, but sometimes those little messages start to creep in, and I feel like that's just something to be aware of, and to remain positive, because I feel like that keeps coming out in this reading. I feel like that keeps coming out. It's like, stay positive, right? Fight for the positive. Rise above all the negative thoughts that start to come at you, right? Because sometimes that happens. And it's that worry, right? It could be that worry is like, oh, I don't want to go down that same path. But it's like, if that's the energy that you're putting out, then that, all right, that could be what happened. And it's, fighting for the relationship and not letting that past energy creep into this relationship, because sometimes that can happen. All right, Six of Pentacles, sharing. I feel like, you know what, maybe it's even something where if you're with your partner and you feel comfortable enough that you say, you know what, I have this tendency, or it's with people that you trust, friends or whatever, and just getting it out and saying, and maybe it's even just sitting by yourself and saying, you know what, I realize I have this tendency to start focusing on the negative, or looking for things that are wrong in the relationship, or start thinking negatively, like this is going to end. And I need to stop thinking that way. I need to not focus on that, because I'm going to make that happen, right? Because that's the energy that I'm putting out. And I feel like talking about it could be writing it down on a diary or a journal, or, just saying it to yourself, and just being aware of, I feel like it's just being aware of this Eight of Swords and Seven of Swords energy. And I just feel like that's something that you have to be aware of. We have the Hierophant, and that is Taurus. And I feel like having that strong faith and that belief and that foundation, but that's also being able to talk to somebody, right? Six of Pentacles is sharing. Talking to that person that you feel you can really rely on and trust on, and sometimes trust, and sometimes it's just saying it out loud and say, you know what, I just don't want to self-sabotage this. I don't want to go back to my old thought patterns, and I don't want to start focusing on the negative. I just want to really be able to focus on the Nine of Cups and focus on the positive and the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups and the Star, and I want to focus on that energy, and I want to make sure I do that. And can you help me? Or I just need to talk to you about this. I just need you to listen. Whatever that is that you feel, to be aware of that, right? Justice, Libra, so that things, I feel like being aware of it is you'll be able to catch yourself. So if you start having that subconscious say these negative things, you're like, no, I'm not going to go down that path again. If you really feel that there's something wrong and there's red flags, that's something different. That's not what I'm talking about. I feel like it's talking about those things that those patterns that maybe you have done in the past that affect relationships. Making that decision, being aware of it, right? Being aware of those thought patterns that we have in our head. And so that we can see those and we can change those, right? That we don't stay in those negative patterns that do not work for us. Love it. The Sun card. Love it. Positive, again, positive energy. Chariot, Cancer sign, moving forward, right? Moving forward in the Sun, the positive energy, and leaving behind what does not serve us well. And really working hard on this relationship. I feel like this person in this reading is someone who's really trying to work hard in this relationship and really trying to make an effort. And whether it's with someone else, right, or you're by yourself and you're just trying to work on that relationship with yourself and to get yourself into a good, better place so that when future relationships come in, that you feel positive and you feel hopeful, and that when the negative creeps in, that you know how to handle it and you know how to deal with it, and you know, okay, this is a pattern that I do. Look at that, I knew it. This is a pattern that I do that I need to be aware of and work through it, right? Because if you ignore it, and then the pattern repeats and it's the same cycle. But I feel like this person for this reading is very aware of what it is that they're doing. I love it. The Star card yet again, staying positive, feeling like you have that direction and you know where you're going, and you can see those patterns that you're doing. Working on it. It's a work in progress. And it will always be a work in progress. Definitely it'll become easier, but the beginning part is always the hardest, to change those thought patterns, right? To change that process, to change those things that you're doing. But it's a work in progress, but at least being aware of what's going on is how to handle that. All right, and taking control of the situation with the Emperor, right? That's the Aries, that's strength, that conviction, that knowing that you need to change your own thought patterns, and knowing that you need to remain positive, and if you need to lean on that shoulder to that person that you trust, or that partner, or it's your partner, right? You're discussing with your partner and you're saying, hey, I know this is a pattern that I had in the past and I really want to break this, and I want you to be my partner to help me to break this cycle, because it's exhausting and I don't want to be in that cycle anymore. So I really feel like this is really a beautiful reading, is fighting that, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, but then we have the Sun card, like it's that back and forth, but persevering and pushing through and knowing that this is the best direction for you. All right, so let's get an animal oracle card and close out. Lots of positive cards here. I love it. The Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, 2 star cards, Sun card, Justice card. All right. We have Cat Spirit, claim your independence. And definitely, I feel like it's claiming your independence even if you're in a relationship, is because you have to look out for yourself, and you have to be strong within yourself, and you have to be confident within yourself, right? You can't give all that to another person. Definitely a relationship is a partnership where you share, and it's working together, but I feel that you also have to have that independence within, and that own strength within the relationship for yourself. And there are those things that you have to work on yourself within the relationship to build the relationship even stronger, right? Because if you're feeling confident, you're feeling good, you're catching yourself when you're following, when you start to go down negative patterns, negative directions, and that you're catching yourself. So that way that doesn't cause that friction and that, you know, the problems in the relationship, and you're able to work on that. I feel like being able to be aware of your own energy that you put into the relationship, being aware of that, I feel like that really helps a relationship. Like, we have to take ownership of the energy that we put out. Also the energy that we receive from the other person, but I feel like we have to be aware of the energy that we're putting out and what we're saying to the other person and what we're projecting to the other person, and are they responding, how are they responding to what we're putting out. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.